Okay, now on page SEO kind of gets to like the heart of SEO, which is the content that you have on your website and the keywords that you're using. So when we're doing an audit of the on-page SEO, those are the two main things that we're looking for. And we're going to use actually the same tools that we used to check the technical things, just in a different way. So we're going to start by going back to Google Search Console. But now we're going to be looking into performance. We're going to be identifying your pages that are like your top performing pages. And then your pages that are like ranking okay, but they have lower click-through rates. And then you're also going to be identifying some just really low performing pages. So I'm going to show you the process of how to do this. You can do this with as many pages as you want. I recommend, like for now, just starting with 1 to 3 pages in each category so that you don't overwhelm yourself. That way you'll end up with 3 to 9 pages on your website with a plan to optimize the on page. So you decide how much time you have and what your limit is. But I'm going to show you through the process. So you're going to go into performance. You're going to add in click-through rate and average position. And then I want you to look at your pages. For your pages, you want to see the ones that are performing the best for you. These are organized by clicks and impressions. So these are like ones that are actually performing really well. But I actually like sorting these by click-through rate instead. And that tells us, like, even if it's a lower impression, a lot of people are clicking on that. So that could potentially be something that's really good for you too. So what I want you to do is go through here and you decide if you want to do click-through rate or if you just want to do like the highest clicks and impressions and position, kind of like how it was sorted at first with clicks. But take a look through and see. So if these were the ones that were kind of showing up, I'm just going to go back out of here to impressions. These were the same. Oh my gosh. There we go. Clicked on the wrong thing. These were the same 3 that were showing up down in there. And, you know, these 2 have a decent click-through rate. This one really doesn't, so I don't think it's performing all that well. These do have really high clicks because they have such high impressions. So these, I'm gonna go ahead and identify these 2, the Northern Germany and the Seattle, as high performing. So what I'm going to do with these ones that are performing well is I'm going to take a look at the queries that they're ranking for and that they're getting clicked on for, and that have like the most impressions. So I'm going to look through these and the click-through rates. That's helpful too. Then take this information and kind of jot down like the first one that you really want to prioritize that covers like the main piece of the page that you could optimize the page for, like this one, for example. And then maybe some others that are doing really well that you can see if there's anywhere you can boost that up as well. So go ahead and do that on 1 to 3 pages. So go back to pages, get rid of that. And once you've written those down, then now you're going to start looking at pages on your website that are actually ranking okay, but they don't have a lot of clicks going to them. So to do that, I'm actually going to sort by position. And I'm going to be looking at the ones that have a higher position with a low click-through rate, and also just considering what the page is, if it's something worth optimizing or not. So if I go through here, this journaling one I could potentially do. It doesn't have a whole lot of impressions though. Let me just expand this. Okay, deciding where to go has a pretty decent position. It'd be great to boost that up. And good impressions, but I'd like to get the click-through rate to above 0.1%, or to above 1%. So I'm going to write this one down, and I'm just going to take a look at the keywords that I might already be ranking for on here and see if any of them are good. Yeah, none of these all just kind of have like my business name in it, but I might be able to maybe incorporate that into it. But I'm going to have to do some other keyword research on that page, but that's one that I'm going to write down to optimize for, where did that go? Here it is. I'm actually going to optimize this by first looking at the meta description and see is there something wrong with the meta description that is preventing people from clicking on it compared to other stuff. And I'm going to do some keyword research on those keywords and see what is popping up there, and if that's even the right intent for what my page is, which I'm a little unsure about there. So that one requires some more research. So I'm going to take down notes about that. Let's see. Email course, yeah, probably not that one. It's just my website. Oh, it needs a better click-through rate. Okay, tips. This is just my general blog page that just lists out all of my blogs. So I'm kind of curious, and this is something I'd like to test out, if I can add like a meta description and a description on that page that helps boost this as far as clicks go for Travel Tips blog. Yeah, that would be a good keyword for that. So I'm going to jot that down, and let's find one more. Oh, look at this one. 0% click-through rate for city parks in Hamburg. Where did that go? So let's see what we can do with this one. So what I'm going to do for keyword research for this is I'm going to actually check on the keyword parks in Hamburg, make sure that's the right intent, because that's something I want to double check with this particular keyword. And then if it is, then I'm going to go back and optimize this page for that keyword, parks in Hamburg. Okay, so we're set on, we got our top 3 performing. We have the ones that are ranking relatively high but have lower click-through rates. Now we're going to look at the pages on our website that just aren't performing well, just need more than a little boost. Okay, so we're going to go back to pages. So for lower performing, if I do click-through rate, here's the problem. If I do click-through rate, there's a lot of pages with the 0% click-through rate. So I don't want to do that. But position from the lowest here, is a pretty good way to do that. So actually right away, I'm seeing that this page, babies and toddlers, is not performing well. It has lower position, but it does have high impressions, which means that whatever search terms it's connected with are actually getting searched for, and zero click-through rate. Obviously with that position, it's not going to have a good click-through rate. So we're going to try to boost that up. So we'll click on here and we'll see what are the terms that people are using. Okay, traveling with toddlers. How to travel with the toddler. Yeah. Yeah, I would totally optimize this page for traveling with toddlers, for sure. So that would be a good one. Let's go back. Rome could potentially be a good one, but I'm going to look for something with higher impressions here. This Paris and this TSA pre-check, I think, are going to be my two go-tos. There's really not like a wrong answer in this. You choose what you want to work on. These are just guidelines to kind of to bring you in the right direction. So we're going to go to TSA pre-check because look at this, lots of impressions. And we're going to make sure that we have the right intent on this one. And yes, knowing what the, wow, position 1.8 for global entry versus Nexus. Okay. So knowing what this blog post is about, I could definitely choose a keyword here, an overall keyword and some secondary keywords to make sure that they're included in there. But another thing to consider sometimes with these pages that just aren't performing is sometimes you just need to try a completely different keyword. I don't think that's the case necessarily with that one, but sometimes that does happen. Let's take a look at Paris and see. Oh no, these completely match the intent here. Now, this is interesting because this blog post, I already did a basic level optimization on. So what I had done is I had optimized for a keyword just by putting the keyword in all the correct places, and made sure that the meta description was good, made sure that the alt texts were good. But I just did the base level. So that means this is telling me that this is a good time to probably go back into this Paris blog post and go for second level of optimizations. And that would be digging into the quality of the content, the internal linking, fact checking everything, maybe updating images, maybe adding more images, maybe adding a video, maybe adding some FAQs, maybe adding something interactive. I mean, all those types of things that could really help the page. That would be the time to go back in there, like after the basic optimizations have been done. So I know that that's happened on this website. So I'm going to jot that in my note, just like second level of optimizations for the Paris. Okay, and let's see, one more. No, TSA pre-check. No, I got the three. The babies and toddlers, the TSA pre-check, and the Paris. Those are going to be the pages that are the lowest performing now, but I do see potential in them, so that's where we're going to go. And that's it for Google Search Console. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to switch back to your free site audit that you did in either SEMrush or in Ahrefs. So next we're going to look for issues with your H1 headings. So the H1 heading is like the one main heading on each page. You should only have one H1 heading. A common mistake that a lot of people make is they just choose the heading that looks right as opposed to a hierarchy of priorities. So there should be one H1 heading on each page, and that is a place where you would put a keyword. And then your other headings should be H2s and H3s. Think of it as like a notes outline where it kind of there's the main topic and then it's broken up into subtopics and then subtopics within that. So we're going to check for issues with the H1 headings. So according to this audit, we have 0 missing H1 headings, so that's good. But the more common issue is, here we go, 146 pages have more than one H1 tag. So this is going to cause confusion, maybe for the readers, but mainly for the bots. The bots look at the headings in a hierarchical way, so it is important to lay out your headings appropriately. So let's take a look at exactly what I mean by this. These pages all have multiple H1 headings. This page has 15 H1 headings, which is a lot, which tells me that every heading is marked as an H1 as opposed to an H2 or an H3. So let's take a look at this blog post and see what I mean. So we have 12 tips for Costa Rica, and then each of these little subheadings are marked as H1. All of these are. And these are not all worthy of being H1 headings. You should only have one. So on this blog post, these headings should be changed to heading 2s or heading 3s. And it's not working. Here we go. Not normal. Hello. Okay, so those should all be changed to heading 2s or heading 3s, depending on where it goes, and then that will fix that issue. So when we go back to here, notice that we've got the regular blog post and then the AMP version of the blog post. So it's actually showing double the amount of issues to deal with, so double the amount of pages. So that's good. You don't have quite as many to deal with. Okay, so the H1 headings, make sure that you write that down as an issue if that's one of your issues that you have. And then the last thing for the on-page SEO that we're going to look at this base level audit is your internal linking. So in SEMrush or Ahrefs, there are ways to see what internal linking you have going on. I actually kind of prefer, though, going back to Google Search Console. I know I had us leave Google Search Console, but I think we're going to go back just for the formatting, I think is a little better. So in Google Search Console, so here's just the main page. On the side, we're going to scroll down to links. And here you can see your external links, top linking sites, top linking text, and your internal links. We're going to look at the internal links here. And this will tell you how many places on your website is internally linking back to there. So we're going to look at the ones that have the least amount of links going to them and write those down as something to go and find places to link within your website back to it. Okay, so make it a goal to have a certain number of links within your website leading to a page, whether that goal is 3 or 5, whatever you want to make it for your blog posts. A great way to do that is to link things that are similar within. We'll get into how to increase your internal linking at another point, but this is just making sure that you know that this is an issue and you're writing it down, that these pages, especially these ones that only have one link going to them. Let's take a look. we have no other blog posts or pages that are saying, oh, while you're doing this, here's how you can plan your trip. This is an easy way to plan your trip. Um, or city parks in Hamburg. There's a lot of other blog posts on this website about Germany and about Hamburg. Those could all be linking to this page about city parks. Right now, we just have one about why Berlin rivals Paris. And so there's a lot of opportunities to be linking there. So write those down, and that's it for your SEO, your on-page SEO audit. Next, we're going to go into the off-page SEO section of the audit, and we'll be using some of the same tools.